You are listening to the Atheist Antidote Show.
He's on like a dozen leftist round-the-map lists. A faithful megaphone full of truth in a 1984 world. Your fearless host, Brock Lawley.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Brock Lawley, and I am the Atheist Antidote on YouTube and elsewhere on the internets. Feel free to mosey upon the landscape and fertile, lush fields of intellectual honesty and common sense. Mosey as you will. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like to bring to your attention today is our good friends on the left, with the totalitarian blood coursing through their veins, have once again gotten their fingers and hands caught in the cookie jar of lies and deceit. And let me tell you, I know this is a tapestry of examples, and I know you can get lost in the weeds, but I'm going to pull one up for you, and I'm going to put a microscope on it, and we're going to examine it. Global warming, you hear it everywhere. You hear it everywhere, and I love this. And this is like leftism 101, if you don't know this. They come up with some ridiculous scheme. They get caught refuting, slandering their opponents. Then they get caught actually fudging the numbers, which we'll get into later, time and time and time again. Then they mock people who simply acknowledge the fact that this whole thing has been refuted. Oh my God, do you know that there are people that still don't believe in global warming? Are you aware of this? I know they're like people who believe in the lizard people, or people who believe in aliens, or Bigfoot, or something like that. Isn't that funny? The thing about these intellectually inbred circles is that they actually are the ones that don't actually keep their finger on the pulse of what's going on in the world around them, which is ironic. Once again, projection. Projection is at the heartbeat of all of leftism since Marx. But the reason I'm bringing you this story today is because once again, just yesterday or the day before that, they get caught again. Scientists claiming to research global warming, do all kinds of studies, and when the facts and the figures come back refuting, these guys actually fudged the numbers. So in other words, in this particular case, the numbers came back that the globe has not been warming like they said it's been. And so they just fudge the numbers to say it has. They get caught. Now, you don't see all the alphabet soup media telling you about this, I notice, because they're not worth their weight in spit. They might as well have little White House badges around their neck. But it is true nonetheless. Do you guys remember Peter Glick? Do you remember all his fudging the numbers and distorting and stealing files? And then do you remember FakeGate? Yeah, I bet you don't, because you don't actually pay attention to the world around you. You drink leftist Kool-Aid. But see, FakeGate was, again, an example of where they get caught fudging the numbers and completely distorting the science. Because you see, friends, science has absolutely nothing to do with this. Power and money and the growth of government to dictate your life is the entirety of global warming. And this can be seen by the blatant hypocrisy of its biggest prophesizers. I mean, look at Al Gore cannot be any more of a walking poster boy for why global warming is a bunch of pig droppings. This guy sells his television station to Al Jazeera, who is funded by Saudi oil. These people cannot possibly be any more hypocritical. It's not possible. Like, in other words, if me and my friends started writing a script about how they're hypocritical and we casted the best out of central casting, we wouldn't be able to get as accurate a hypocrite as the people that are actually walking around in the flesh. This stuff is infuriating. And I'm not afraid of you people who will sit around and slander me and make fun of me, because you people have your head so up your rumpter shooter that you have no idea what's going on in the world, or you don't care to, or you're just useful idiots, or you're drones, being puppeteered by the puppets. I don't know what it is. I've stopped even thinking about it. I'm not sure why the Pied Piper is so powerful with this trance over you with this little wooden whistle, but it is what it is. But I'm telling you, this stuff is so pervasive. I've literally gone online and looked at scientific blogs, and they have articles that read, "Should scientists lie for the betterment of the cause. That's the discussion. That's the dialogue taking place on the left. These people who supposedly love science. I've said this till I'm blue in the face, and I say it again. The only enemy that modern day man has in the realm of science is leftism, because they don't care about science. It's simply a weapon in the arsenal of leftism. And unfortunately, they control the purse strings to some of this stuff. So a lot of these scientists have had to sell out, have had to lay down their integrity for some government money, for some funding, for some grant money, and that's a whole nother discussion. But I tell you this, they are taking a crap on the name of science to such a degree that science will be wounded for a decade. Like all things, the perpetrators of the crime are the ones who are howling and screaming about it. The ones who will plunge us into a dark age are leftists. Thank you for listening to the Atheist Antidote podcast.
You are listening to the Atheist Antidote Show.